They will say that I have shed innocent blood. What's blood for, if not for shedding? With my hook for a hand, I'll split you from your groin to your gullet. I came for you.
Hello, and welcome to a preview of Now Playing's Candyman Retrospective Series.
I hear you looking for Candyman, bitch. Well, you found him.
As part of our spring donation drive, you can join me, Arnie, as well as Stuart and Jacob as we watch and review all the Candyman films.
The urban legend is, if you say his name 5 times while looking in the mirror, he appears in the reflection and kills you.
You get these podcasts as part of our spring donation series, where a donation of $10 or more will get you reviews of all the Candyman films, including the upcoming Jordan Peele reboot.
He's the monster that's part of this neighborhood.
Here's a clip from our first Candyman review, and then I'll be back after to tell you how to donate and get up to 19 bonus reviews.
Now I must shed innocent blood. Come with me. Be my victim.
This entire opening is a little weird to me, starting with the bees and then moving on to a serious slasher film, a scary campfire story starring Ted Raimi?
As the bad boy in the leather jacket. The motorcycle bad boy, Ted Raimi. Yeah, that's funny.
I watched this with my wife also, and she's like, well, he's wearing a leather jacket and a white shirt. You just do that to anybody and they're the bad guy. I'm like, so can I do that and I'm the bad boy?
And her idea, like he's coming over to this babysitter. You're right. This feels like something that you'd hold a flashlight under your face and say at 3 a.m. to your other Boy Scout troop, just to scare each other. But yeah, it's some stupid thing about how these teenagers were going to hook up, and before things get too sexy, she tells him about Candyman. She tells him that if you say his name 5 times in a mirror, Bloody Mary appears, or Candyman, as it were.
Bloody Mary is 3 times.
Yeah, Bloody Mary 3 times. I remember doing that. I think in 2nd grade, had a friend come over, turn off the lights in the bathroom. Nothing happened. It was very disappointing.
I remember I did Candyman after seeing it in 93, and I was also disappointed.
Well, yeah.
You wanted Tony Todd to come over and not have to pay him that convention fee.
He might do it for, minimal amount of money at this point. But
I think he's on Cameo, so yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's tying it to a sexual act. Here is a good girl who's watching over a baby, very maternal, and she's invited this bad boy over and decided to do this bad thing she knows is going to bring a phantom onto her, and it does. And it kills her and the baby. I think that's interesting that both mother and, it's not her baby, it's the one she was in charge of, but both are gutted by Candyman.
And Ted Raimi escapes.
And I think that just ups the level of Candyman as a slasher. Like, he's going to go after the babies, too. I don't remember Freddy or Jason doing that.
Well, theoretically, Freddy was a child killer, but...
Well, that is true. He molested some kids.
Well, but we never see that. And here, we never see the babysitter's babysitting either. But
there's going to be a baby put into danger in this film, though.
And again, the whole story, we'll find out that Candyman impregnated a white woman. Like, that's all part of the original legend that will get passed on. But it's interesting, like, the person telling this, it's become white. It's very Anglified now that, like, there's no projects, there's no anything. It's a white babysitter, a white motorcyclist. It's invaded suburbia. This myth is not just something spoken about at Cabrini Green.
And that's what Helen's paper, Virginia Madsen's character, she's a grad student. Her thesis is about urban legends. And they will bring up some like alligators in the sewers. And there's so many urban legends. I mean, the one I hate the most is that George Lucas wrote a novel called Journal of the Wills. And, the friend of your cousin had it, but he'd never be able to get you the copy. And
yeah, I think that's a different kind of urban legend, but I get what you're saying. What I find interesting is that I believe it's Helen's husband. He happens to be giving a lecture on these urban legends as well at a university, and he says that the modern oral folklore is about fear of urban society, which we know what that's code for, blacks in the projects and that. So I think early on they're already hinting that there is going to be a racial view of this slasher film.
I found it interesting. I noticed it on like the fifth viewing for this review, that on his chalkboard, back then they had chalkboards, one of the things he has written up there is it resides in a forbidden area. So it's both referring at Cabrini Green, but it's also dropping the name of the short story.
Ah, forbidden. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he's up to no good, we know from the get-go. I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's kind of strange that Helen is married to him. I get the sense that she might have been a former student, right?
Yeah, that's why she's so worried about Stacy, this new student.
Yeah, like she's got to be thinking that if he did it with her, he's going to do it again.
Yeah, we're not sure she's his first wife, and maybe it's just a string of undergrad wives.
But she's less upset about that. I mean, she doesn't like Stacy, but I think she's more upset because she's about to finish this paper, and he is stepping on that by doing a whole semester, or at least a class lecture on what she is refining on her thesis.
Stealing her work.
Yeah, maybe it is stealing her work. It's difficult to say because I actually don't understand. I think it's a failing of this movie that we don't understand what her point was. We know she's investigating urban legends and maybe graffiti and, how it becomes code for talking about social ills and the failings of society for the underclass. But I could have used a little bit more lip service as to what her point was.
Yeah, especially since there's going to be a big scene later on with another professor that's going to really shame her because she doesn't know the legend.
Yeah, I don't think she's looking into graffiti or class race at all. She's looking into urban legends and myth. I mean, she's as interested in alligators in the sewers as she is about the Candyman. And when she hears about the Candyman the first time, as you pointed out, it's all white people. If you enjoy the show Now Playing does every single Tuesday, putting out for free a movie review every Tuesday without fail since 2011, 9 straight years without missing a single Tuesday, a free podcast on what we call Totally Free Tuesday. If you enjoy those episodes we put out, we're able to do it only because of supporters, and we greatly appreciate you becoming one of them. Twice a year, we do a donation drive, like a PBS pledge drive, where you can pledge and support our show, and as a thank you, we provide bonus podcasts. Right now at our silver level, you can get Candyman, as well as a review of Jordan Peele's Us, for a pledge of just $10 or more. The review of Us is available now, and the review of Jordan Peele's Candyman will be available when it comes out, currently scheduled for late September. If you go gold for $25 or more, you get 9 bonus Tom Cruise movie reviews. It's the Tom Cruise Star of the 80s series, where it's every film he starred in during that 80s decade, including Top Gun. And then when Top Gun Maverick comes out, you're also going to get that bonus review. And if you go platinum for $35 or more, after we finish the third Candyman film review, we're going to be reviewing all 5 Sleepaway Camp films. So that's 19 podcasts available this summer, plus 2 more coming later on down the road as soon as those movies are released. And while the new Top Gun and the new Candyman film don't come out until fall or maybe even winter, this donation drive is only going on through summer. It ends August 31st, 2020. After that, the cost of donating for these shows will go up. So if you want to get them now and get grandfathered in for the future shows, head to nowplayingpodcast.com/donate. There, you can find PayPal links to donate directly to us using PayPal, or you can go to nowplayingpatron.com and join our patron campaign, where it's a monthly pledge and you get instantly over 40 exclusive bonus podcasts, all the silver level donation podcasts, as well as nearly 40 reviews that are exclusive to patrons, including Taxi Driver, Apocalypse Now, Akira, Big, The Witch, New Jack City, Beetlejuice, Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions, Jordan Peele's Get Out, The Legend of Hell House, and many, many more. All the details are at nowplayingpodcast.com/donate. So thank you for listening to this preview. We'll be back with a new totally free podcast on Tuesday, and we'll talk to you then.
Come back to me! Come back!
Your support helps keep Now Playing on the air.
Sweet to the sweet.
The opinions expressed on Now Playing are those of the individual hosts and may not reflect the opinion of Venganza Media Incorporated.
I can't say nothing. Or Candyman will get me.
Venganza Media Incorporated is not affiliated with, and this podcast has not been prepared, approved, or licensed by any entity that created the film analyzed herein.
Hands up, people! 5-0, coming out the back door! Police!
All movie clips and music included in this podcast are the intellectual property of the respective copyright holders. They are included here for the purpose of review, and no infringement is intended.
Why do you want to live? If you would learn just a little from me, you would not beg to live.
Now Playing Podcast is an exclusive trademark of and may not be used without the expressed written permission of Venganza Media Incorporated.
What do the good know, except what the bad teach them by their excesses?
Now Playing is a Venganza Media production, copyright 2020, and no part of this show may be reproduced, repurposed, or redistributed without the written permission of Venganza Media Incorporated. All rights reserved.
Our names will be written on 1,000 walls, our crimes told and retold by our faithful believers. We shall die together in front of their very eyes and give them something to be haunted by. Come with me and be immortal.